Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Watch Stuff with us. I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
And we just finished watching episode 2 of The Handmaid's Tale, season 6, entitled Exile. And we are going to give our instant review and breakdown of it right now. So, the episode starts out with Serena Joy, obviously survived her fall from the train.
As did Noah.
Yeah, as did Noah. So, they're a little beat up and stuff, but definitely survived that.
Took her a few minutes to get up.
Yeah. And then it looked like Serena started walking on her way, and she came upon a church.
Of course.
And that church had some people who were willing to let her in. So that was awesome to see. She ended up giving a different name. I think she was going by Rachel. To those people there. But yeah, gave her food, gave her shelter, somewhere to stay. So that was cool. I was pretty much expecting that to happen, especially once they had an actual church there. I was like, oh, well, these people aren't going to turn her away. So she was able to hang out there and recuperate a little bit. So then we also had June, who was in the camp in Alaska, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with her mom. And she was also sort of battered and bruised from the situation, still recovering from everything that happened on the train and the day before. So
a little less bruised though.
Yeah.
She's getting there.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is technically like what, 3 days after the fact now. So
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's been that long of a time. It was nice to see her and her mom get reunited and see that her mom seems to still have, like, she still cares about her. I think that the way their situation had been left at the beginning of season 1, when we were first introduced to her mom, kind of left things a little unspoken. Like, we didn't know for sure if her mom, still cared about her, because we know that she ended up leaving June when she wanted to be part of the resistance to Gilead when all that stuff first started. So yeah, it was cool to see them interacting, to see that they basically, June gave her a recap of everything that was going on, how Hannah's still in Gilead, and how that part of her is still a
puzzle piece that
June
needs to solve.
Right. And I could tell that her mom was upset then, but she didn't really voice it.
Right.
And I think that she was kind of hoping that by June staying there with her, that she'd be able to win her over, and maybe she would just, decide to stay there. And that was an awesome drink of boba that you decided to take, and now you got to deal with those things popping in you.
It was worth it.
So yeah, you had June giving her the breakdown. And her mom was questioning why she had even went back the first time after she had gotten away. So
June's like, this is just what I do.
Yeah, I mean,
I go back 500 times.
Honestly, it is.
I can't stay away.
As we have seen in this episode, it is kind of what June does. June thinks that she's the only one that can save the world. And I think that she's
kinda not like Serena thinks she's the only one that can save the world. But you gotta,
very similar, huh?
You got a little devil and angel on your shoulder, though.
Yep. Both of them have some angel qualities, and both of them have some devil qualities too. So, some more than others.
Yeah.
On both sides.
They both lean a little bit to one or the other.
Yeah. So, her mom was questioning her a little bit there, but I could tell that she didn't really want to get all the way into it. So we have Luke and Moira here, and Mark was able to pull some strings and get Luke released from prison, sort of like being out on bail, because he has to go to court in a few months. I think they say like maybe up to 4 months or something like
3.
that. Okay, up to 3 months. And we had them all reunited.
Yep.
His first question was if June had made it to Alaska, and Moira informed him that she had, or at least Mark said that the train made it there, but he didn't know for sure if she had made it. So yeah, what do you think when you see Luke? because I have a certain opinion of him. What do you see?
Uh, I've always felt like Luke is kind of a softie and isn't one to really take action, even though he tries to and tries to be the tough guy. Just, I don't feel it for him. I feel like he's kind of more like a stand back and watch what happens, or more like a planner, or something on the sidelines, but he's not one that I'd think to be like go take action.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely more of a June thing.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, I don't know, I've kind of always thought these, when I say softy, I mean like a weenie.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's always how I've kind of
Mm-hmm.
felt about Luke. Like he's
I
just there, but and I feel like June feels that way about him too.
Which is why she has to do some of the things she does. But
Like
I
Nick.
think, oh man, I think that Luke has, I think as of the end of season 5, that Luke is gone. The softy Luke, the afraid Luke, the Luke that is more measured in his actions. I think that when he let June go and knew that she was going to go, um, what'd you do?
I was just trying to get to the part where he looked angry.
Oh, it's hard to sync it up on here. But
It's
yeah,
okay.
when he got to the point where he let June go, and took action by basically turning himself in and causing a diversion, I think that that sort of um
Probably should
yeah,
click off this frame too.
I think that he was saving or
There you go.
going to be more of a man of action. And I
Yeah.
think that's why later on in the episode we find out that he ended up going to um with Moira to participate in some of the Mayday activities, that he's more of a man of action now and he's trying to actually do something as opposed to sitting on the sidelines like he had been before.
Okay.
Just a
So you
guess.
think he's stepping up a little more?
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
think so.
We'll see.
We
I
have,
don't know how helpful it is now at this
yeah,
point,
we'll
but
see. We'll see. We have Commander Lawrence here and Nick having a little bit of a conversation. Um Basically he Commander Lawrence lays out his plan to Nick that they are going to try to get New Bethlehem going again, and that they need to get Serena back in order to do that. And Commander Lawrence is one of the best parts of the show
he is
because
so
he's funny and
funny.
entertaining. Yeah,
Oh,
he does bring
the
a lot of
comedic
yeah, a
relief.
little comedic relief.
Because nobody else in this show, like, it's never funny. Sometimes June will say something and it's very sarcastic, which is kind of funny. But no, like, Lawrence is always funny.
Yeah, and I can't remember this commander's name,
I
but
don't
I don't like
think
him.
he's worthy of a name.
Right, I don't like him right
Mm-mm.
now. But yeah, he's sort of,
Commander Poopface.
yeah, Commander Poohface has sort of taken on a more of a leadership role and also more of a guidance role for Nick too. So that's what he is. He's Nick's wife's dad,
Yeah.
correct? Okay. Yeah, I can't remember her name either. Just her bad dress.
Another one that's not worthy of a name.
Yeah, that was so random. Like I was like, why was she down there that entire time? Like I was, yeah,
Playing
what
hide and
was
go
going
seek,
on
but
here?
probably
Yeah, and then
wasn't so fun.
she looked like she was like rabid.
Yep.
um, yeah, so it was interesting to see their sort of their interactions. You could see Nick, I think at that point in time, was kind of wavering a little bit in his thought, or at least he was thinking about things and considering the options that have been posed to him from the folks in Gilead. And if I had to argue for Nick to choose to align himself with Gilead, you have to think about how he is at this point on the right side of a war that's being won, overwhelmingly won. Um, he hasn't seen June in forever. Hasn't seen his, hasn't seen Nicole in forever.
Yeah.
As a person, you have to honestly think about it and be like, you know what, man, am I aligning myself with the losing side? Am I going to lose my life and lose the battle? So is it worth it? And I think that's what this face that he's making right here. Like he's starting to consider and ask himself that question: is it all worth it? Um, Fast forward some more. They're talking to Nicole here, or I'm sorry, they're talking to they're talking to they're talking to June here. Basically, they were telling her exactly what the plan was, and that they are looking to join up with Mayday. It was nice to see Luke be able to talk to June's mom because they hadn't talked in obviously a long time. And you had Luke over here. You can tell that he was plotting what he was going to do. So he had told June that he was going to, him and Moira were going to, they had some plans. He didn't specifically get into what they were planning because obviously he doesn't trust, talking over the phone. After that, we had Nick meeting up with Mark. Mark gave him a phone number, I believe it was, so that he could contact Mark whenever he had new information. At this point, Nick seemed to pretty much be on board.
And Mark was wanting like a layout of the travel route that
the patrol that the eyes go on.
So and Nick's like, why do you need that? And
right.
Like, because I need that.
Right. And then on top of that, though, I mean, knowing what we know happens later on in the episode, we should have seen something may have been a little bit up just with him questioning right there. Like, what do you need that for? I mean, I need it because I need to know where your people are at so I can get my people in there and take out the people who need to be taken out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, definitely a little bit of wavering on Nick's behalf. We had this conversation between what's her name?
Serena?
Serena and the lady who runs the camp that they're
who
at.
pretty much said, I know who you are.
Yeah, she knew who she
Waterford.
was. And I kind of figured that too. Like, Serena can't really go anywhere without people knowing who she is.
Right.
So yeah.
Serena also had the flashbacks with her father and her plans for making Gilead and how she wanted it to be.
And I feel like that was almost it was definitely foreshadowing of Serena's sort of like nostalgic feeling of the way she wanted Gilead to be, and like the excitement and the happiness, not the part that went wrong. Right. This was all the good stuff. This was like, oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. Yeah. This is what it's going to be. And of course it didn't turn out like that, but she's not thinking about how it turned out. She's thinking about her feelings that she had when everything was good and when everything seemed like it was going to be good. So she's like nostalgic for that sort of feeling, which is foreshadowing her decision that she makes later on in the episode. So yeah, her and her dad talking. Here we have Nick having his conversation with his wife's
Commander Poopface.
Commander Poopface yet again. And this is where Commander Poopface basically tells Nick that he needs to, that he has potential, that it's the same thing that they've been selling to him the entire time, and that he needs to understand that he's on the right side of the war right now, and he can pretty much have whatever he wants afterwards. So that it's sort of like a power play. He's trying to sell him on the power. And then, like I said before, Nick is a smart dude. He has to know that like things ain't going well. Do I really want to put myself out here and lose my life and lose everything that I have and could have? So
all he has is his life.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything else. So.
Yeah, because he doesn't have June. He
doesn't like his wife.
He doesn't have his. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ends up burning the phone number that Mark had given him, sort of cementing that he's had a change in heart and is willing to sort of put those feelings of rebellion aside for a little bit. I don't know if he's going to continue that way, but that's where he's at right now. And I don't remember what that phone conversation was about. But anyway, this is where they ended up talking, and
it's me.
Yeah, she revealed herself that she was Mrs. Waterford. They knew she was Mrs. Waterford the whole time. And eventually, this is where,
Flashback with her father.
flashback with her father. That
And
just
then
so her
Lawrence
father was
rolls
struggling.
in.
And yeah, then Commander Lawrence ended up showing up, and basically telling Serena that like, hey, this New Bethlehem thing is about to get popping. It's about to be the bee's knees.
And he didn't really want her to have any part of this. He didn't want her back, but
he didn't. But
the
now he
Commander
needs her.
Poopface wanted her back. So
Yeah. And I mean, he knows that it's a smart play. Like he needs to have a face for that area and that place, which is smart. It's smart. He knows that he needs that. There's no person with a higher, Q value, as they would say in Hollywood, than Serena, because I mean, obviously everybody else knows her.
And to have a woman too.
Yep, and to have somebody who can help to recruit
and
people.
In New Bethlehem, women can have jobs. They can read.
They can have thoughts.
They can think.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it doesn't sound so bad, right? I don't know about that. But yeah, he eventually convinces her.
Turns out it's capable.
Then we have
crazy women are capable.
Yeah. Then we get juxtapose that situation with, second time I use juxtapose on the show, with
this guy,
with June having a conversation with her mom and basically telling her mom that she's gonna go back and go try to save everyone.
And they both had a little vent session, and it did not go so well. A lot of arguing, lots of hatred towards each other over past things in the past.
And June, what did June bring up?
Oh, how her mother had left her, abandoned her. Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely is something that June has held on to and is not. She's not healed from that. And I mean, of course, you understand.
June's got a lot of trauma.
Yeah, she's got a lot of trauma
from
that
before
she hasn't healed from.
and now. So.
Yep. So yeah, that conversation did not go well, did not end well. And basically she was telling him, and then too, while I was watching this, I was siding on the side of the mom. Like, you just got your daughter back. Your world is mostly complete. Now you're going to allow her to go back again. Like that's real tough. And then, June is still being all not head over heels, but she still believes in Nick. And I think that it's crazy that the show is well done in that they sow all the seeds of Nick, losing his faith while June is still showing her faith in him. And that seemed like that was pretty much what this entire episode was about people either gaining faith or losing.
And they've had
faith.
That before too in other seasons where one of them is losing faith and the other one's like, no, you gotta keep going, like it's gonna be okay.
Right. And yeah, so now it seems like Nick has started to really turn his back on June while June is really turning her face towards him and trying to go towards him and to make things better. So it'll be interesting to see.
While also trying to go towards Luke.
Yeah. Luke is like, I really feel like she is definitely Team Nick over Team Luke.
Oh, yes. No, she's formed that relationship with Nick that's so strong that even if she doesn't end up with Nick, she still won't end up with Luke because she and Luke, it's just, they've been apart too long. She's gone through so much stuff that I don't think that all the therapy in the world can fix them.
Yeah, and I liked how Elisabeth Moss, portraying June in this scene when her mom was telling her like, hey, you need to understand, like, this dude is a commander. Like, he's not just a regular guy, he's a commander, and they're basically corrupt.
Yeah. And she's like,
he's not like that. He's not like that. And she came across, which is brilliant acting on her behalf, but she came across as very like teenage girl, like, like, oh, he's different. He's different.
You don't know him,
right?
Like
you don't
I know him.
Exactly, and that's exactly how they wanted her to show that, and it's brilliant acting on Elisabeth Moss's behalf there because it definitely came off.
And
as
all the
like
other places,
girl.
always.
Oh yeah, she's amazing. Yep, mom definitely wasn't having it. And basically June
Bebop.
Yeah, June did agree to leave Nicole with her, which is good because, like I said during the watch party, that you can't be Wonder Woman with a baby strapped on your back or in the front. So I'm glad that she's going to have her with her. Then we had this scene where Commander Lawrence was trying to pray and he doesn't pray.
I'm
or
more of
doesn't
a
really know how
pray in
to.
silence kind of guy.
Right. And I think you said it during the episode too, because he's more of like the numbers guy. He likes the power. He
He's
didn't
not. He's never
necessarily.
really been on board with the whole
Right,
religion aspect
right.
of it. He's
Yep,
just, yeah.
yep. And
He
then,
only joined because of the change and
mm-hmm,
that he could make and the power he could have, and not
mm-hmm,
anything to do with the religion.
mm-hmm. And then Naomi, she attempted to pray, but it didn't go across very well.
Uh,
Yeah,
the
which
bops, the
which is crazy
food.
too, because you have somebody who's fully indoctrinated into the Gilead lifestyle,
Supposedly
and
religious.
right, and you
She
don't
can't
even know
even
how to
say.
pray. So
Yeah.
like, what is this place really? You
I
know
was
what I
expecting her
mean?
to be like, God is great, God is
Yeah,
good. Let
right.
us thank him for
For
that
food.
food.
Amen. Yeah. And then of course Serena decides to start praying, and I love watching the people's faces over here sort of change once she started praying, and they were like, oh, like, this is great, this is what we want to hear. I feel as though Serena was on the fence, at least partially, up until this moment when she was doing the prayer, and then she saw that the other people were like into it, and um she had that position of like all eyes on her. She's the leader, she's leading this, you got a commander at the table, and he's not even able to do this, but I'm able to do this. And it just fed her ego and her narcissistic personality, that hey, I'm the one that can do this, and I need to do this. So yeah, she ended up making that choice to um eventually, well, we'll get to that, but more conversation between June and her mom about going to leave to go lead Mayday, which is interesting too.
They mended ties before she left.
Definitely. And she's gonna leave Nicole with her. And then we had both of them leaving out of their places to go to return to Gilead.
And I liked how they did how they shot all of it, because they have Serena leaving from somewhere dark and going somewhere light and bright, and then you have June going from somewhere that's like light and bright outdoors to
Into
somewhere
the
dark.
darkness.
So
Yeah.
and then yeah, like Serena's place is all brand new, fancy, and June's place is obviously run down, um looks vacant, but that's for good reason, because you don't want anybody to know you are there. But still, it's the whole concept of it. It's, yeah, yin and yang.
Yep. And then one thing that I kind of noticed here too is that you always want to consider June as like the hero, and I think that she is in the show, but there's part of June as well, just like Serena, that craves that power. And I think that they both of them crave the power because they have been powerless at different points in their life. And I think that June was powerless the entire time while she was at Gilead, and that drives her to want the power to destroy that so that other people don't feel like that. And then I think that Serena has felt powerless for a long time while she was in Gilead, and now she wants to go back and
This time have a
have
voice and do
power.
it how she wants it to
Right.
be. Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought that was interesting, man. Very interesting to see how they are very different but very much the same. And yeah, and you had June at the very end just saying, let's roll, let's go get our people
My
back.
name is June.
Right. Let's go save some people.
Yep.
So yeah, that was it. Our breakdown of episode 2 of season 6 of The
Handmaid's
Handmaid's Tale.
Tale.
What did you think? I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I did. If I had to give it a star rating, I would give this one a solid 4. I think there was a lot of
Out of 5?
Yes, out of 5. I love that there's always a lot of plot progression in this. Like there's no filler episodes in this at all. You only got 6 or 7, I think, for this last season. So they gotta speed it up. So there's no just like dull moments really.
I'll give this one a 4. It was still really amazing. I don't think it was as amazing as the last one, but they obviously had to have the first one be like super gripping to get you in. This one was more like telling the story of catching you up and what's going forward, what their plan is for the rest of the season. So I think next episode will have more action. That is my guess. I'm hoping so. But yeah, no, it's amazing show. Every episode is fantastic. I think I just bounce between 4s and 5s and 4.5s. So I don't believe I've ever done anything less.
Yeah.
It's a great show. Fantastic.
No, it is. It is. And you know what else is fantastic? Watch stuff with us. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment below. And let us know what you think of the episode as well. As you can see, we show our comments during the show on the stream. So you can come and be a part of this.
Yep.
Do it now.
And leave comments now after we're done having this be live, and we'll still respond anyway.
Yes, 100%. So, yeah, I'm JD.
I'm Katie.
And we appreciate you for hanging out with us, and we will see you when we see you. Peace.